It's nice to see you all. I hope you're having a great night and that the wind is not jubbing you out too much. It has certainly been windy out there. It's been stirring up a lot of energy, hasn't it? Have you noticed that? That feeling of stirring? Quite something, isn't it? I wanted to have a little chat about herbal alchemy. Herbal alchemy is really a term that combines aspects of traditional herbalism and alchemy. Alchemy traditionally was associated with the quest, well, this is what it was said, the quest to transform base metals into gold and to discover the elixir for life. But really, on a much deeper level, that alchemy was about changing heavy emotions, transforming base metals, base feelings into this enlightenment, into that alchemical process of enlightenment. And so, what I wanted to talk about was this herbal aspect of this. So, herbal alchemy really is looking at the realms of herbal medicine, but also this deeper holistic healing. And so, when you look at herbal alchemy, it's the combination of not only the physical properties of a plant, but also the energetic properties. So, looking at that mind, body, spirit connection with the plants and how we can work with plants in more than just their physical way. We can work in this metaphysical way to create this a deep link between the physical and the spiritual dimensions to create this overall health and well-being. This is really what we're looking at when we're talking about this alchemical process that happens. And so, it's also linked into what Steiner would talk about and the astrological influences on the plants and how gathering them at certain times has an effect on their properties. Same with planting things at certain times. You harvest and you plant in sync with the moon and also the other planets. And this all is linked together to create this alchemy. Interesting story of a shaman and a scientist, and the shaman took the scientist out to gather herbs and to make a remedy, gathered in the same way at the same time, made the remedy together, guided by the shaman. And when they analyzed the remedies, what they found was that the shaman's was much more powerful than the scientist. Why is that? Why would it have been so much more powerful? Well, a big part of this is because of the deeper connection, this alchemy, this engaging between the plant soul or the plant spirit and the person's spirit. So it's this beautiful co-creative process that was going on. So when you start to look at all of life in this way, in this deeper connection, that we're not just these physical beings who are collecting a hawthorn berry, and that hawthorn berry is going to work to help the heart. But when you look at it as everything is energy, everything is vibration. So when we start to connect with the plants and the animals and the earth and ourselves as these radiant vibrational beings, interacting with each other, then this can be such an incredibly deep, profound thing. So when we look at, for example, the medicine wheel, and the medicine wheel looks at, the directions north, east, south, and west, and it looks at the earth, air, fire, water. So it looks at this deeper resonance, this deeper symbology. And when you start to work with the medicine wheel, as well as putting the plants into that and putting us into that, putting everything into this medicine wheel to create things, then you're going to have such a more profound journey. Really, really powerful way of working. And this is what I just get so buzzed about, it really sets me on fire, this alchemy and how we can work with this so much more, and I'm learning, we're all learning, aren't we? Life is a never-ending learning process. And I think that is such a joyful thing, that we never know everything, that we're always growing. And for me, I want to keep growing, I want to keep learning, I want to keep deepening my connection with myself and also with the earth, and knowing my place on the earth, and having that knowledge and wisdom coming from the earth, coming from the cosmos, filtering through me, so that I become this divine conduit for everything that is going on around me. And that's really my journey. I think that's all of our journeys, whether we uh, like it or not, and whatever level we want to accept that on and work on that. So for me, I guess what I really am aiming to do is just keep going deeper, keep going deeper. It's the layer of the onion, constantly peeling back that layer and seeing, how can I work more deeply? How can I be of deeper service to myself, to my family, and to the planet? And to all the people and the plants and the beings on this planet. And I think that when we can work in this alchemical way, this is a really powerful tool. So when we look at the energetics, when we look at connecting into the medicine wheel, into this deeper system of growing, when we look at, working, when we look at the kind of botanical side of things, with how people have worked with plants throughout history, these different spiritual traditions, you look back on our history and they all have a deep relationship with plants. And most of them also work with plants on this deeper mythological level, but also spiritual level, as well as the physical. So really looking at how we can combine all of these levels to create that deeper resonance. It's like the story of ayahuasca, sacred plant medicine. It's a combination of different plants, and they work together to basically allow the uptake of the medicine. And when science examined it, they understood and they found out what was going on. But actually, what's so interesting is that when you ask the shamans, how did they know? Because they didn't have the scientific knowledge that that science has. But how they knew was because the plants told them. That somewhere we've lost this remembrance of listening to the plants, of communicating with the plants that are all around us, to find out how they can help us, how they can heal us, how they can work with us in this deeper way. And that for me is where I want to journey, in listening to the plants, in what they want to say and what they want to communicate. And for me, what's really come up over the last 6 months to a year, probably longer, is this deep desire of the plants to communicate with us. They're ready, they want to. Like, now is the time for us to start listening. We've been shut down, we've been switched off of all of this stuff for so long, and the earth is calling out and saying, now is the time to wake up, now is the time to remember, now is the time to reclaim that sovereign birthright that is ours. Now is the time for us really to embrace that and to become the masters of this alchemical process. But when I say the masters, become the masters along with the earth, like listening, in tune with, guided by the earth, so that we can really start to embody the magic that is all around us, that we can embody our magic. How many of us have been shut down? How many of us have been stopped from sharing, communicating, being in our power? And I think many people are scared and have this deep fear of working with plants in this way, because they've been stopped in the past, in other lifetimes. They've been called a witch, they've been burnt at the stake, or they've been shut down in today's society for speaking truth about the earth and the plants and this wisdom. I mean, all we have to do is look at the witch hunt that has gone on recently over the last few years, huge witch hunt of people sharing earth-based knowledge. I remember good old Meta shut me down for sharing that elderberries could help prevent the flu, scientific peer-reviewed journals. I remember Meta shut me down for sharing that vitamin D could support your immune system. So it's these witch hunts haven't even been in the past, they're still going on. So a lot of people, I think, have this fear of stepping into that. Can I do it? Can I really start to be this alchemist? Can I really start to be the master of my health and my body? Can I really start to take this sovereign power of how to look after myself? The answer is yes, if you choose. If you choose that path, it's the path I've chosen. And I tell you what, it's so rewarding and fulfilling. Sitting by the plants and hearing them share how they want to work with you is a very, very magical journey. And I hope it's a magical journey that I can take some of you on. Of course, I'm taking you all on it on a regular basis as I share my journey. And I hope that you all can experience, my enthusiasm and my joy and my love for working with the earth. And I hope that you're able to tap into this through the videos I put out, through the things on YouTube, through my website, through my products, through all of these different things. But if you really want to go even deeper, if you've got this yearning, this calling, like I do, then I've got 2 spaces left on my plant wisdom mentorship starting in a week's time. And it's going to be an epic journey of healing, of alchemy, of magic, really, soul alchemy, how we can bring out our own healing ability by listening to the earth, how we can learn to work with the plants, how we can tune into the magic that's all around, how we can start to know when to plant, when to grow, when to harvest, how to make our own medicines, but not just on a physical way, in this very, very deep alchemical way. And the alchemy doesn't even have to come from a physical growing of plants or making if you don't want. The alchemy can happen in this internal processing, working with the plant spirits. So that's what we're going to be journeying in, working with the medicine wheel, working with the plant spirits, working with this alchemy. So I'm really, really excited about this. So if you want to know more, then send me a message. The price for the year, it's a year-long program. We meet twice a month, second and fourth Tuesday of every month in the evening at 7:30. Every session is recorded. There is also a support group where you can message me at any time and I will give you feedback and support and help and guide you. There's other videos that are going to be there, handouts, loads of stuff to support your journey through this 12 months. And the price of this is £3,000 for the year, which can be paid monthly. It's £250 a month. But there's a sliding scale of affordability. So if you can't afford that, that's okay. Let me know what you can afford and we can work something out, because I want this to be accessible to everyone. I don't want money to stop someone. But if you can pay the £3,000, then that's great, because it supports then other people who can't, having that in there. So I hope you can join me. If you want to know more, if you want to chat to me about it, see if it's the right fit, if you want to talk about how much you can afford, send me a message and let's have a chat. And let's take this deep alchemical journey and let's get rocking. We've got a beautiful group. We've got really lovely, lovely people in it. It's going to be such an amazing space. And there are 2 spaces left. So do drop me a message. And yeah, have a great night. Stay safe in this wind. And allow that wind to move within you, create that alchemy, that shifting. Allow it to blow stuff up in you. Move it. That's what we want to be doing, moving energy, constantly moving energy so we're not stagnating. Anyway, lots of love from me. See you soon.